Hi, and welcome to episode 8 of the Graveyard Media podcast for the week of September 4th, 2017. I'm your co-host, Saine, and with me is Dalsson.
It's me!
And Thel.
I think I do feel like having this cardboard background behind me does make me look like I'm part of some sort of extremist organization.
Video game extremist.
Video game extremism. Get good, plebes.
Yeah, be good
Get
at your
good
job,
or
right?
else.
Get good.
Yeah. Speaking of, let's get to that in a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to start off by talking about some games that we've been playing this week, and some movies we've seen this week, and then head into gaming news and then movie news. Try that.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Unless we reorder it randomly in the middle of the podcast like we do almost every week anyway.
Like every time.
Yeah. I can start just because mine's real short.
Okay.
Sure.
Still been playing some Nier. That's about all I can say about that. It's still really good. Shit. I've been trying to marathon Twin Peaks because I got really behind on it. It came to an end finally, and a lot of people are a little bit like disappointed or confused with the ending, and I'm sitting here like, what the fuck did you expect? Did you not see the last season? That's where he wanted it to end. This is David Lynch we're talking about, guys. Did you expect this to have like a conclusive conclusion?
A conclusive.
Come on, my guy. Did you expect this to feel like it wasn't going to? There was absolutely no like point in time where it was going. In fact, I would say it went farther than I had expected. So yeah, but yeah, that's about it for me.
What about Defenders?
Oh, we did see Defenders.
We did see Defenders. I thought we were going to have a roundtable on that.
Yeah, I feel like we should go a little more in depth on that one.
Okay, well, why don't you just give some general thoughts about it?
Good.
I loved it. I thought that every single one of the characters, except maybe Matt Murdock, was better in Defenders than they were in their own show.
Yeah, and overall, like, out of all of the Marvel shows that I've seen, like recently, this one didn't, like, turn into trash near the middle, which was great, and I think that makes it better than a lot of them, and also the Hand was a good villain in this one, unlike any other Marvel.
Unlike all of the other ones.
Like the rest of them, yeah.
It was because, I think, like you said, though, they actually, like, the Hand was the focal villain, so
yeah,
they didn't just split off into nothing.
That didn't help Iron Fist.
Yeah,
fair enough.
Speaking of Iron Fist, I really thought Danny Rand was great in this.
Oh yeah, agreed.
I don't know.
Like compared to Iron Fist, I guess like that's a pretty low standard.
I guess I was watching Iron Fist, so his acting was so uneven in Iron Fist that coming into this one, it doesn't feel like he's improved that much.
I feel
he
like
just probably had better direction. And
yeah, I was gonna say I feel like it was a directing problem. Oh, one thing that Thel and I did constantly point out that was really funny is like Luke Cage has super strength too, right? Like that Jessica Jones is whole deal.
Well, Jessica Jones is stronger than Luke Cage.
Yeah.
But
like
Luke Cage is also pretty strong, yeah.
So basically, whenever anybody in the show like hits somebody with enough force to make them like go flying, it looks realistic. Like they actually like fall backwards and go flying. Unless it's Jessica Jones.
Then they get pulled away on a fucking spring. And
if specifically Jessica Jones hits somebody, like they just get like pulled away, like they've getting like caned off the stage.
So the joke that we made was she doesn't have super strength. She has the power to grant people flight.
Yeah,
specific
like
direction.
that's why she hasn't figured out she can fly yet. She thinks she's super strong, but really she just is the ability to make anything fly.
She just needs to uppercut herself a couple of times, then the strings will pull her up.
What's funny about Jessica Jones to me is it feels like the most her super strength is put to like use in application is to break doorknobs.
Yeah,
that is like her number one thing that she does with her super strength.
Oh yeah, there was also a point in time where Jessica Jones, like a car came through a building and saved somebody, and we made a joke, oh, that's not Jessica Jones throwing a car through the building. She just drove it. She wasn't even trying to save it.
Trying to get home. And she went to the chat. She went back to. She was like driving around the same corner like 5 times. I get there eventually.
And then, oh my god,
Where am I?
she was such a massive fucking alcoholic in this. At one point,
she's really well.
At one point, she steals a beer from a homeless guy, and everybody just looks at her like, "What the fuck?" And she's like, "I haven't had any beer because I've been at the police station or whatever." You know, like
I can't steal beer from the police. They won't let me go.
See, I think what was good about Defenders compared to even like the Avengers, to an extent, is since the Defenders was such a longer series, they had time to go into each character's interactions with each other, and they played well off of each other. They did a good job of balancing time and balancing like importance of I don't know, like like how the characters are reacting to each other. Whereas a lot of times it's just like, oh, we're working together now, I guess.
Yeah. And also,
so I thought that was good.
Yeah, another thing that I noticed, and it feels like with the Avengers, it seems like everyone's like a superhero for like sort of the same reasons, wherein are the same sort of kind of superhero. Wherein like Defenders, it sort of felt like everyone was like a sort of different type of superhero. You know, you have Jessica Jones, who's just always being roped into all this shit and is eventually just like, all right, fuck it, I'll help. Daredevil, who wants to fucking save his city. Luke Cage, who just wants to help people, and then Iron Fist, who wants to save the world. And it's like you got all these different kinds of superheroes all coming together for like a thing, and it worked really good. I was happy.
Danny Rand's intention was not to save the world. Danny Rand's was to do one specific
kill the
thing.
Hand, basically.
It was to defeat the Hand specifically. Yeah. And
if anything,
all of their
he had
goals wound up meshing together.
It's funny because Danny Rand's goal is the most focused, yet like it's also the like least important in a way.
Or yeah.
I don't know. Like,
I mean, the thing was,
I lost my train of thought there, but
yeah, well, his goal was like the least ongoing. Like once he defeats the Hand, it's like, okay, well, I did my thing.
Yeah, well, once Luke Cage defeats the Hand, he's like, oh, I'm still gonna protect Harlem. That's my
or
place.
he's gonna. That's the thing about Luke Cage. Luke Cage is focused on helping individuals, whereas Daredevil wants to like help New York as a whole.
Yeah. And also Daredevil's motivation is pretty great because fuck Stick. I'm surprised that Daredevil never joined the Hand.
Oh my god, fucking Stick.
But Stick was good in this show too, and I like every time he showed up in Daredevil, I'm like, all right, it's time for the show to get worse. There he fucking is. But he shows up in this show and it like gets better.
See, I don't blame any of the parts Stick was in the show on Sticks. I blame it.
I don't think it was his fault.
Yeah, like I thought that actor was pretty good.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I completely agree. The actor was
he was
really funny and he was written well. I just think
he was really bad at pretending he was blind though. Matthew Murdock's actor is really, really good at it, but Stick is just like, I'm just gonna look you directly in the eyeballs while I talk to you.
I don't know. If anything, that made it more like spooky in a way. Because he seemed so much more in tune with where he was, even though he was blind. Like, to the extent where you would not know he was blind unless you knew he was blind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which made it kind of creepier than Murdock in a way. And also, I feel like Daredevil probably does know where people's faces are.
Yeah, he just doesn't look
intentionally
at them.
Doesn't.
Yeah,
like,
because
he's trying to keep up a persona.
Yeah.
Whereas I don't think Stick cares about that.
Yeah, it doesn't really give a shit.
Well, the thing is, though, if you're like a blind person, you don't exactly have like any idea where your eyeballs are pointing.
Stick was blind from birth, right? Or did he get blinded?
No, both of them got blinded.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I don't think that really... Actually, they have done studies that most blind people who are blind through an accident do tend to look at people's faces when they're talking because they can still hear where their
they're used
mouth is coming from, as long as they don't move while they're talking or something. But to someone who's so in tune with their hearing that they essentially have echolocation, like he probably knows where people's faces are. He just doesn't talk to their faces on purpose. So I don't know. That's
Yeah.
just my thought. And actually, you
Yeah, that
notice
makes
when
sense.
he's Daredevil, he does it less too. He like looks people right in the face when he's yelling at them. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think that's because when he's Daredevil, he doesn't want anybody to know he's blind.
Yeah, it's kind of funny, right?
Yeah.
So we have not been discussing Nier Automata for this whole time.
Whoops.
So anyway, Nier Automata, Defenders was a good show.
Yeah.
Nier Automato.
Nier Automata.
Any-
There's one
anything
thing
else?
that I did discover in Nier Automata. A lot of you can in fact also blow up 9S's pants. You can make his pants explode as well. He doesn't have nearly
Good
as
to
much. Yeah, he doesn't have nearly as much. He's not showing nearly as much because he's wearing he's wearing boxers under them. But you can definitely blow up the boy's pants.
I see. That's great.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Have you played anything this week, Dalsson? You want to talk
Subnautica
about?
once. I played a little bit of Dota, a little bit of League, and a little bit of Subnautica, and that was pretty much my whole week.
Last night you actually played a little bit of Heroes of the Storm, but you probably don't remember.
Yeah, I do remember because I played Chin. It was about I was like so blasted that I think
Nah, dude, you were
It
playing
was about-
Kirasan. What are you talking about? You don't play Kim as all. And maybe that's why you were doing so. No, I'm fucking with you.
No, yeah, I know. I know what I did. I
know what
the
I
one
did.
thing I remember the one thing I remember about that game was like there was like a team fight up top and then I like wandered down to bottom and I was like, when did I hit level 10?
Just wander
Like-
down to bottom. I'm just like split pushing it as Asmodee, and you're just like, what the fuck am I doing down here?
No, but like most of the game I didn't even realize I was leveling up. I thought like I don't know. Like the game went really fast for me, but I'm pretty sure it lasted like a half hour.
It was kind of a. No,
We
it was
lo-
a pretty short game actually.
We lost really hard.
Yeah, we lost pretty bad.
And then I said I'll be right back and I never came back.
Yeah, that
doesn't
was
surprise me.
yeah.
Um
And me and Appledan hung out until 5 o'clock in the morning. The end.
Subnautica was there was another update. Ghost Leviathans are out and all it did was make because they placed Ghost Leviathans in places that Reaper Leviathans were not at before. So all it did was make it even fucking scarier because now I don't know where the Leviathans are. Like I know all of the places that the Reapers like hang out, so I was like, oh, I'll just avoid these places because those places are fucking scary. But Ghost Leviathans are still there, and I haven't seen one yet, but I guarantee you they're fucking spooky.
Okay.
I
haven't seen one, but if I did, it'd probably be
Well-
spooky.
Well, there was a place. There was a place called the Grand Reef, right? It had no. It had no hostile enemies in it except for warpers who look scary, but if there are no other enemies in the area, warpers don't really do anything because what they do is they warp enemies to you. So they don't really do anything. And they were in the Grand Reef, but so they just kind of
So
walk
do
away.
they,
Now,
do they warp Ghost Leviathans in now?
well, they don't warp Ghost Leviathans. Those are too big for them to warp, but they can warp you to a Ghost Leviathan. Additionally, there are Ghost Leviathans hanging out in the Grand Reef. So before it was like a nice safe zone. It was really deep underwater, so it was nice resources and stuff. But it was a safe zone because there was no enemies there. Now there's fucking Leviathans cruising around, and I'm too scared to go there, and I need to go there for the last part of my submarine.
Well, it sounds like you're a baby.
I am a baby. But what if they eat me?
Then respawn, I guess.
Yeah, basically. Load your last save.
Yeah.
Okay, do we want to talk about any movies? Have you seen it? Guys seen anything?
Fuck, fam, nah. I still
Uh,
ain't.
Okay.
Did we talk about... We finished Breaking Bad, though.
Oh, okay. I
Did we
guess
talk about that?
I don't think we talked about that at all on the podcast. So I set Dalsson down and forced him to watch Breaking Bad. He was completely uninterested, and then we watched the entire first season in one night. And yeah, it's good. This is like my third time watching the series. I love Breaking Bad. I think it is a fantastic series. Still haven't seen much of Better Call Saul just because I've been.
One of the
So,
things that you told me was
Mhm.
that when the show was airing, people enjoyed Gustavo Fring as the like final boss more than they liked the like actual finale of the series.
yeah.
I liked Gustavo Fring as a villain more than whatever dumb fuck Nazi he was fighting at
Uncle
the end.
Uncle fucking
Uncle Nazi man.
Uncle Nazi Man and Todd.
Yeah, but like I thought the finale of
Breaking
like
Bad.
what Walter White did in the finale was way cooler than what he did to kill Gustavo Fring.
Oh yeah, and
Way like
yeah.
way cooler, way better.
Yeah,
Like
and agreed, but it did feel like where Gus was like this big overarching sort of villain. It did feel like Uncle Nazi was sort of I just sort of existed to be a catalyst for everything. Heck, fuck, it almost felt like Lydia was the real villain.
yeah.
Fuck
Yeah.
Lydia. Also, rip Mike, rip that dog that Jesse. Well, we're all forgetting that dog that Jesse killed.
Well, don't
I
go to
can't-
specific spoilers.
Mhm.
Jesse didn't actually kill a dog.
Jesse
It's a
never
joke.
actually killed a dog.
Okay, well, I don't know.
I think
Yeah.
we're all forgetting about that dog Jesse killed. You know,
Oh.
bad things happened to Jesse, and he
It was
was
a
suffering
metaphor.
constantly. But he did kill that dog, so fuck.
He deserves it. No. Yeah, but I don't know. Just like the finale of Breaking Bad was just incredible.
Yeah, it's,
Like every like Walter White is a fucking criminal mastermind, and I find it funny because at one point one of the characters says Walt thinks he's some kind of criminal mastermind, but he's not. And the whole show is about how he is literally an average dude who becomes a criminal mastermind.
Yeah. And that's one of the things. It was like sort of like getting to the end of season 4. You're like, I was constantly making jokes like whenever Walter would like do something, just like it's my money, I'm going to make it. You don't fuck with me. And he's like, you know, you're making a lot of jokes about how he's like Heisenberg, but I mean, I don't really see it. And then you get to season 5, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay,
Oh,
yeah, he's kind of a fucking horrible person, isn't he?
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a good show if you haven't seen it all 12 years. Like Saine has a specific reason that he doesn't want to watch it, and like it's completely valid. And shit, dude, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
And if it's like, but if you don't, go ahead, watch it. It's on Netflix. It's there. You don't have any reason not to, except for the fact that it's like a couple 100 hours.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So let's move from one drug trip to another. How about that?
Okay.
Yay.
I'll
So,
talk about Good Time.
Did Felix Colgrave make a new animation? Is that what we're
Yeah, go ahead.
Good
Say it.
Time? What is that?
So there's this. I don't know, Thel, is it an indie film? My perception of what an indie film is like so skewed. I have trouble.
Well, here's the thing. An indie film is basically anything that's outside of a studio, and those studios are sort of adapting what a general indie film like might be, because they're hiring on these directors and sometimes letting them do whatever.
What
they want.
about A24? Is A24 a studio?
A24 is one of those studios that sort of usually works with another studio. So yes, this one is an indie.
Okay.
It like indie films for me, it's like a bunch of studios get together and work on one movie. This was directed by 2 guys who had worked on a bunch of movies that I'd actually never heard of before. So yeah, go ahead.
So Good Time, it was basically okay. So I don't want to go too heavy into like what the actual plot was, but the premise of the film was that a pair of brothers rob a bank, and then the rest of the movie is kind of dealing with the consequences of that. One of the brothers is, it's heavily he's like mentally ill in some way. Like I don't want to, define it to a specific illness because I'm not sure, but he's very slow. He doesn't understand metaphors. He like kind of just is doing what his brother is doing because he trusts his brother. And his brother is so it's kind of a weird situation where the brother is trying to help. Or okay, so I don't know how to. I don't remember the characters' names. First of all,
Robert Pattinson and the other guy. Just go with the actor name, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. But one is essentially like. So this movie is kind of crazy because following this bank robbery, one brother goes to prison, the one who's mentally handicapped, and the other brother is trying to find money in like a very short period of time to get his brother out of jail, because he's very afraid that in jail his brother will be hurt because being handicapped in that situation where there's like other prisoners who could potentially be violent could hurt him. So he's like basically running around doing anything he can to find money, and it is like a kind of a joyride.
So wait, did they rob the bank to get money?
Yeah, they got.
What was the initial?
So they robbed the bank to get money, and it seemed like there might have been a little bit about him trying to pay for something that his brother needed, like some class or something. I don't really remember the circumstances, but as soon as one of them gets captured, though, the whole like plan kind of changes. It's not suddenly about the money,
right.
like it is because he's trying to get his brother out of jail, but it's not for having money.
Right.
It's for getting his brother out of jail. And the money that he walks away from isn't enough to bail his brother out of jail. And over the course of this, they like it's kind of it's a weird circumstantial thing where it's like one event leads to another event leads to another event, and it's like this is not a logical course of steps. This is someone just running around like a maniac trying to figure out anything he can do. And the funniest thing about this is I've known people in real life who will come and tell the most crazy story that just defies any expectation, and this movie was like really good at like hitting that feeling of like, so why did you go there next? What were you doing this for? Like it I don't know, it was kind of crazy. Just every step of the way was crazy. There's like one scene that like the beginning of that scene, he has a very logical like motive for that, and then that that thing doesn't go according to plan, but it sends him off on a completely different tangent because of the consequences of what happened. So it's like I don't know, the whole thing was it was a really good movie, but now, don't go into that movie expecting much to be resolved at the end of it. I guess.
All the stuff you're saying is basically echoing all the stuff I've heard. Is that it's just like this really really good, absolutely heart-pounding, insane movie. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's paced really well. Like I think probably the number one thing that like gets me like has me appreciate a film is the pacing of it. And this movie did a really good job of like having really tense scenes be offset by like more relaxed scenes and then kind of jumping around that way. So I thought from start to finish, even though it was kind of like almost one string of consciousness from start to finish, they did pace it out well so that you had breaks to like relax before it raised up the stakes again. So I think it was really good at that. And the like, I guess I don't know if I can say set design. Well, yeah, I guess so. A lot of it was filmed outside, but
no, you still got those.
Yeah, but overall, well, yeah, I don't know. A lot of it's just filmed like outside of like a place. But anyway, it seems like I don't know. I really enjoyed the set design too. Like the places that were like set pieces where they spent a lot of time seemed to like evoke the feeling that they were really going for in like such a good way. I don't know. It was a really great movie. I would recommend it for sure.
Yeah. And the way you're describing it kind of recommends a movie that was big last year. What was it? It was the movie about the two Texas bank robbers.
Oh yeah. Hell or High Water, right?
Hell or High Water, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember hearing about that one.
I did not see that one.
I did.
I heard about it, but
yeah, I don't think it doesn't sound like it was as much of like an insanity sort of movie, but it was also very. I definitely need to see this one.
I would say that it, from what I've seen of that movie, Hell or High Water, I would not say it evokes the same feeling.
Yeah,
it is definitely like kind of in the same ballpark, maybe, but I wouldn't say it's exactly
probably,
the same.
Plot-wise, it's in the same ballpark. But yeah,
maybe.
Hell and High Water's like more. I don't think it's not more slow. It's a little more calm, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah, good time. It was a good time, but not for the people in the film.
Yeah, it's a good time for everyone watching it.
How long have you been saving that joke, Saine?
I've said that joke several times to
I know.
people.
I know. How long were you thinking of that one?
All of these times.
I think the first time I said it was 2/3 through the movie. The person sitting next to me, so
it's a good time for
I'm
everyone.
Like, they're not really having a good time, are they?
So, good.
Hey, honey, I think that the movie lied to me. This isn't a good time at all. Kinds of fun.
So the next thing I want to go into is Wind River.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
So this was a movie starring Jason Runner, Hawkeye from Avengers.
Yeah.
It was.
Okay, but was he Hawkeye or was he Ronin?
What? Anyway. I thought this was a really good movie, but it was definitely a bit heavier than like Good Time. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was. I went into this movie knowing it was going to be a very heavy movie, and it kind of was. It dealt with a lot of mature kind of themes involving like life on a reservation, like depression, like grief and loss of loved ones. It was so. I don't know. It was very emotional, but at the same time, it was well put together because the main core of the movie was basically a murder mystery. So you're kind of along for the ride, like discovering the clues to what happened the night. And this is in the trailer. The first scene, a character dies, which kind of kicks off the whole situation of them trying to discover what happened to the character.
Mm-hmm.
And the character played by Jeremy Renner is a hunter, so he's good at like tracking and stuff, and a lot of kind of what happens through the movie is predicated on him finding clues to where people went and stuff. So the only problem I had with this movie was not the movie's fault at all, but it was for a movie that is R-rated, has a rape scene in it, I did not imagine there being 4 or 5 children in it. There were kids in that movie who would not shut up the whole film. That had to have been the worst like experience for that I've had in a really long time. And I was sitting there going, how is it that there are like 2 or 3 kids who will not shut up in the middle of a fucking rape scene? Like how?
Like in the theater?
Yes.
Oh my god! See, I thought you were talking like in the movie. They were
No,
like
no,
these kids,
no.
like it kept like there's a rape scene
Oh,
going
no,
on,
no.
and it cuts over to these kids like
No, not like that. There are children in the theater like talking and crying and stuff while someone is being raped on screen. It's like, are you
oh, no shit,
serious?
they're crying. Who the fuck brought the goddamn kids to this fucking R-rated ass? All right, we're gonna see the new Jeremy Ritter movie. It's called Wind Rider or something.
Well, actually, I think I can explain why.
Okay.
I kind of know why, but it's like, are you serious right now?
Mhm.
So, Windrunner is about an Indian reservation, and it's very, kind of about that as much as the actual plot.
Saine though. One thing before, you've called it Windrunner a couple times. It's
Wind River. I don't know. I keep.
Windrunner is another movie though.
I don't.
In the 90s, and it's a western.
Are you sure it's not Wind Ranger?
Next I'll call it Jeff River.
Another joke that
Jeremy River.
Only I understand.
Jeremy Rivers.
I think that's what's
Ritter.
happening right now.
Yeah.
Val changed Windrunner's name to Wind Ranger in Dota 2 to avoid copyright from Wizard.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't care about that. Yeah, I'm sorry. I keep calling it Wind River. And it's named for the
No,
reservation.
it is called Wind River. You were calling it Windrunner.
Yeah, no. Okay. Did I mix that up? Shit. Anyway.
Insane. I'm the one drinking a beer.
Anyway, so it's very much about the Indian reservation it's based off of, and Arizona has a very high population of Navajo Indians.
Ah, yeah, that was.
So actually, my theater was packed, despite being kind of a single screen kind of indie movie. It was like a packed theater.
All right.
And like almost like. I would say probably good like 75-80% were Native Americans. So,
I can understand that.
And actually, it's kind of funny. The people sitting next to us at the end of the movie asked me if I was Native, and I'm like, no. But yeah, I don't know.
You do not look like a Native American at all.
I don't know. I could be like
I could see.
Yeah, because I have long. Yeah, I have long straight hair and. A lot of young Native Americans have long, straight hair.
Yeah, so, kind of makes sense.
Because culturally, there's something to do with not cutting your hair or something. It's some sort of rite of passage or something. I'm not entirely sure about it.
Sounds cool to me.
But
I think all of us can agree with that, right?
All of us fucking Megadeth roadie-looking motherfuckers.
Yeah. But I think the movie also did a really good job of like respecting Native Americans. It didn't, I don't know, trivialize anything regarding what it's like to live in that situation. So, a Wind River I would also definitely recommend. It was a great movie. Hopefully you won't have children talking over Jeremy Renner's monologue in the middle of it.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna go see that new Windrunner movie. It's a remake of that western. We're bringing little Taylor along.
I don't know. That's weird.
One thing
that was
I
interesting.
would like to point out about this movie, completely having nothing to do with the actual movie itself, but more to do with the director of the movie. Hold on half of a second.
Was Wind River?
I think that this man who directed this movie is Chad, the Chad that is in all of those memes. I think that's him, because that very much looks like it could be.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
The only reason you're saying that is because he has a square jaw.
Are you talking about Shane from The Walking Dead?
No.
Because he was in this movie.
He's kind of Chad, too.
Yeah, that's who I thought you
Although, when I think of that actor, I actually think more of Punisher than I do of Shane. Because he was really good Punisher.
He was a pretty damn good Punisher.
Well, I think the difference for me was I watched Punisher in the course of like 3 days, or
Yeah, and you've been watching
you've been
and
watching
Walking
it.
Dead. Well, I mean, he died in season.
Yeah, I was gonna say Shane was
3?
like out, and
But-
that's not really a spoiler because if you haven't seen
I mean, it's
Walking
happened
Dead,
long.
like that was 12
Yeah.
fucking years ago.
Yeah, that was a long time ago now.
But yeah,
But the reason why is like, I don't know, like I didn't even start watching it when it first came out, but hour for hour and just length of time between episodes, I've thought of that character as Shane for much longer. So
yeah.
fair enough.
uh
And that's how a lot of people feel.
I think
yeah,
I
good
think
luck.
I-
Good luck making me think of Andrew Lincoln as anyone but what's his face?
I think that I just kind of liked Frank better than I liked Shane. So
Well,
that's probably it for me.
I mean, they kind of set Shane up to be kind of an asshole anyway, so.
Are you saying Punisher is not an asshole? He has a comic where he kills everybody in the Marvel universe.
Being an asshole and being a mass murderer are two different things.
Oh, okay.
And not
Are you
only
saying that Shane was not both?
Well, no. He only killed a couple people.
No, only a couple. Yeah, sure.
and that's like a lot of actors that come out of Walking Dead are like forever Walking Dead actors. Like Michael Rooker, for instance, everyone's like, it's that angry old guy from The Walking Dead. There he fucking is.
I don't know, like, because he's already been in other stuff that.
Oh yeah. He was in stuff like before that. He's been in like all of James Gunn's
I feel like of all of the things, he's probably the safest from that. Like of all of the actors, he's probably the safest from that.
yeah, probably
the
'Cause,
person-
like, he had a career before, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
And Doctor Who is really bad about that. Anybody who plays a doctor is a doctor forever. And somehow, by some miracle, David Tennant broke that.
Despite
even though he
being
was, like, the
probably
best
the
doctor.
most
And the
recognized
longest
doctor.
running
Yeah.
doctor, yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
But like Matt Smith is never going to be somebody other than Doctor Who, like ever.
Yeah.
The Doctor.
The Doctor.
Sorry, everybody. Sorry.
Good old Halo and Metroid being gay to each other.
And Christopher Eccleston broke it by leaving the show early because he didn't want that to happen to him.
No, he fucking didn't. He's always gonna be the Doctor, unfortunately. He tried, but failed.
Yeah, I saw him in Heroes. I didn't even realize it was him.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Who are we talking
What
about?
was it?
Christopher Eccleston. He was the guy who was like the Pigeon Man in Hey Arnold in Heroes.
He was the new.
It doesn't
he
narrow
was
it
the first-
down.
He was the first new Doctor. He's been in.
I
some
don't
other
know.
stuff.
I wouldn't recognize him from Doctor Who.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't recognize him from anywhere, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well, he was saying he was from Heroes. So.
He was the guy who like helped Peter Petrelli like really
Oh,
early
he was
on
the
in the
invisible
show.
guy.
Yeah, the invisible guy. That's him.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
should have led with his power.
I forgot what his power was until you said it. Yeah, the guy who was. Yeah, he was. Remember when we were watching it? I was like, "This reminds me of that episode of Hey Arnold with the guy who kept all the pigeons."
I don't remember that. That was a long
You don't
time
remember
ago.
that episode? Okay. Well,
Well,
Yeah.
no, I remember the guy from Hey Arnold, but I don't remember you calling the invisible
The
guy.
guy from Hey Arnold.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what's his name? Angry Scottish Man already broke out because he had like a career before that. He was
Angry
in
Sc-
Heroes, and that was
Scrooge McDuck. Yeah.
yes, no,
David Tennant.
Yeah.
no.
So I guess that everybody hasn't gotten really typecast as the Doctor, except for Matt Smith.
Yeah, except for Matt Smith, but that's like.
But I
what
think
else
he
is Matt Smith gonna
embraces it.
do? Yeah,
Like,
yeah, all right, fair enough.
I think Matt Smith is like, yeah, I am the Doctor, and I love it.
He was like, "This is my big fucking break. Don't take this from me."
But somehow David Tennant embraces it and broke away from it at the same time.
I think he just loved like the show so much that he became
Yeah.
a really good Doctor. Everyone loved him, and because of the fact that everyone loved him, he got really popular and then went off to do other things.
Yeah.
Benedict Cumberbatch is never gonna not be Sherlock, though. I mean,
Well-
he's been in a lot of shit, but he's gonna be Sherlock forever. He
I
can't
what
escape
was
the curse.
he in recently?
I think of Benedict Cumberbatch.
Oh,
as
he was Doctor
Smaug.
Strange.
Yeah, that was it.
Right.
I didn't even know he was Doctor Strange. I always think of him as Smaug because I thought it was so funny that Smaug actually, like, legitimately looked like Benedict Cumberbatch. like they designed a dragon's face based on this sort of weird looking actor, man.
Nah, he just
And
looks
he looked
like
just
that.
like
he just
it.
happens to look like a fucking dragon all
You know-
the goddamn time.
You know who is probably
I
gonna
am
be
real
typecast
human.
forever though?
Oh.
Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, and that was
Yeah.
probably all according to plan.
But yeah, you know, like that's what he wants with his
Well,
life.
the thing is, Ryan Reynolds had a career before Deadpool in fucking all of these really he's like Matthew McConaughey. At one point, he had a career where he was in all of these fucking rom-coms and everyone hated him because he was like pretty boy man, fuck terrible actor, and everyone wrote him off. But then he got one good role, like Matthew McConaughey got fucking Dallas Buyers Club and the fucking television show True Detectives, and then Ryan Reynolds got Deadpool, and now they're completely different actors, and I'm so happy for them.
I think Ryan Reynolds was relevant before that. Wasn't he in Fast and Furious?
Was he?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think you're thinking of Paul Walker, who looks a lot like Ryan Reynolds.
I think Ryan. I do like. I can't think of anything that he was in, but I know that Ryan Reynolds was pretty big build before Deadpool.
But it was mostly for like rom-com stuff, like
Green
big
Lantern.
rom-coms. I'm not talking like little low down stuff. I'm talking like those big studio rom-coms.
No, yeah, I know, but I don't watch
Back when,
those.
like,
So.
you know, yeah, and neither do I.
Oh, he was Guy from The Croods.
All right.
He played Overweight Man in Family
Oh, you know
Guy.
what? He played Green Lantern. And
Oh,
I think
did
that
know
ruined
that.
his action career for a while.
Yeah, and also
That
he did
makes
play
sense.
Deadpool in that one.
It looks like he didn't actually do a whole lot.
Really.
Nah, he
Yeah.
has done
I
kind of
could
a lot.
have swore. But yeah, he did definitely play Deadpool before in that.
Oh, he was also in
Wolverine
Blade
origin.
Trinity.
Oh yeah, I remember. He
Yeah.
sure was.
Huh.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's the only Blade movie I've seen. I hear the other ones are really good.
That's probably the worst one.
Oh yeah, in fact, I think many would say that's definitely the worst one.
So yeah.
Yeah, well,
I think probably Blade 2 is probably the best one. Although Blade 1 was also really good, so hard to say.
Back in
Probably the only Marvel property that people don't remember is Marvel.
Yeah.
Marvel's like, fuck that. We don't want people to know we have Blade.
They own Blade again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
After those 3 movies, they sold the rights back to Marvel. They're like, okay, we're done with it. You know.
Yeah, they're like, no, we don't want this anymore.
And do whatever the fuck you want with it. Superhero movies are on their way out. Fucking
yeah,
no one's gonna watch this shit. Just take it back.
The only superheroes Marvel hasn't gotten back yet are all of the ones you know about. So
Right?
X-Men, Spider-Man.
They have Spider technically, sort of.
Okay,
No,
well,
they do not have the rights to Spider-Man. They have a weird ongoing deal with Sony, and they have the merchandise rights for Spider-Man.
I love how desperate Sony is. I love watching them squirm.
Sony's like, okay, we'll give you Spider-Man. Just please make us.
We keep making these shitty movies and nobody watches them, and we just don't know why. We made a fucking Ghostbusters movie. We thought that making people pissed off would fucking make people want to see it.
All of the Spider-Man movies, whether like independent of their critical reception, all of the Spider-Man movies have been financially
really well,
successful.
yeah.
So,
Oh yeah, straight up.
Fair
enough.
From Sony's perspective, it's working.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, like just in general, on like a normal Sony right here, like how they are right now. It's like they haven't they're making David Fincher work on a fucking sequel to Zombieland.
That
Sony,
sounds awesome.
What the fuck is David Fincher gonna do with Zombieland? This isn't the kind of movie he makes.
Yeah,
but
I'm still freaking out about that. Like, I don't even know. I mean, maybe it's gonna be good.
Wasn't David Fincher billed for a Marvel movie until he left? Which movie was that?
I think that David Fincher can do good with Zombieland. Like, it's not the type of movie he makes, but
I mean, I believe that David Fincher can probably make any kind of good movie.
Yeah, David Fincher's a good director, and any kind of, I don't know, a sequel to Zombieland sounds pretty good. I like Zombieland a lot.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said Zombieland. That was my mistake. What I meant was World War Z.
Oh, that's different.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to put some fucking work into that one.
Yeah.
Sony, my guys, take a look at yourself and take a look at every other studio. Notice what they're doing and what's working with them. Now take a look at yourself again and just think about what you're doing, man.
The whole time I was thinking, but Zombieland was a pretty good movie. It was kind of funny.
Oh yeah.
And then it's like World War Z, and I was like, oh.
I love Zombieland.
Okay.
Yeah.
Zombieland was a good movie, absolutely.
But Zombieland, like that was relevant enough because Zombieland is definitely not the type of movie David Fincher makes.
Well, yeah, and not only that, but Zombieland is also having the sequel come out. So.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm still excited for it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, the last one was really good, so shit. Might be fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So what next? Oh yeah, in conclusion, Wind River. David Fincher's making World War Z.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we kind of just talked about actors for a while.
Yeah.
So that's cool. And then we always end up on Marvel again. Although that's probably my fault. Oh, I remember what I was gonna say.
I love
my conspiracy theory with what's happening with Spider-Man.
Uh-huh.
I think in the Homecoming series they're gonna kill off Peter Parker. Then Marvel will retain the rights of Miles Morales, and Sony will retain the rights of Spider-Man.
And then they'll reboot Peter Parker again and wonder why no one wants to see it.
I bet that's what's happening. Because with as heavily as they foreshadowed Miles Morales in Homecoming, it has to happen that way. Like, I cannot see any of
Did Miles Morales actually appear in Homecoming, or did they just, like, make mention to him?
They almost directly referenced him.
I see.
What they did was they talked about his uncle. His uncle was a character in the movie briefly. Okay. And he mentions my nephew lives in the city. His nephew being Miles Morales. His character was the Prowler, but that's not. Was it the Prowler?
I don't really know anything about Miles Morales except for the fact that when he came out, everybody was like, "We hate Miles Morales. They're just trying to turn Spider-Man into some representation bullshit." And then, like, 2 or 3 months later, everybody's like, Miles Morales is fucking great. I love Miles Morales.
See, I think the difference between this and a lot of the other, like, kind of diversity initiative...
Because don't get it twisted, that's definitely what Marvel's doing.
Well, yeah, but I think that the difference between Miles Morales and most of the other ones is they...
Do you want to just
They worked up to it. Well, sure, I'll just put it to Spider-Man for, like, a second. I don't...
Well...
I don't intend for us to go that much longer.
Super deep into it, but yeah.
But yeah, I think... Shit, what was I saying? Oh, yeah.
Diversity.
Yeah, right. I think the difference was in Ultimate Spider-Man, they had a large climactic battle leading up to...
the
Peter Parker and Green Goblin fighting, and then Peter Parker dying. And then they had a series of issues about Miles Morales, about him not feeling necessarily worthy to take up the mantle, and like how he felt about that. And then he initially tried taking up the mantle by wearing his exact costume, and people were upset about that, so he eventually switched to a different costume. Like, in universe, it was a progression. Like, it was built up and, like, thought about, and other characters reacted both positively and negatively. Like, it was
rather than like
rather than just like
with Thor Girl. Thor suddenly isn't worthy of Mjolnir, so this character who is not Thor Girl, who already exists, is gonna take Mjolnir instead.
Even then, I think that is even Thor. What's her face? What's her name? I forget her name.
Her name is Storm. It's not Storm from the X-Men, but her name is Storm.
No, it isn't. It's something else.
Yes, it is.
No, she was the one girl. Whatever. Uh, but like I don't know, Miss Marvel, like
Yeah.
I think that's one of the few that's actually selling okay. But
Yeah.
it's like, what?
Oh, Kamala Khan?
Yeah, Kamala Khan.
Yeah.
It,
She's the other one I don't necessarily like intrinsically have a problem just because cute.
right.
Shut up,
But
Thel.
I think but with Kamala Khan, it was like, this is a character that isn't even remotely connected to Miss Marvel in any way, really.
Yeah.
She just has a similar power set, so
Well,
it's like,
well,
that one seems
that
weird
was
to
the
me.
problem. That was the problem with female Thor, is that this was a brand new character. That was my problem. Everybody else was just like, oh, they're just making it a girl because
It wasn't a brand new character. It was the girl that was the love interest for Thor forever.
really?
Yeah, it's that chick.
That is not what I heard.
She's
Are you
the
sure?
yeah, I'm positive. It was the chick from the movie.
Is the paramedic lady?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it was her. Which, like, even in, like, fucking 30 years ago, they had a what if issue where she picked up the hammer and became Thor, too. So it's like, so that
I could
one,
have sworn that it was a new character and her name was Storm, and she
No.
was an Asgardian.
no.
That was what I had heard when before the comic came out, but when they were revealing details about it.
No, it's definitely that woman. And I can't remember her name right now, but
Yeah.
it was that paramedic lady, yeah.
Okay. Well, still, like,
and that one was a harder transition for people because, like, in universe it kind of makes sense, but because anyone who's worthy can wield the power of Thor, so they
Right.
basically become Thor, right? But I don't know, but that one was like, it was very sudden when it happened, and I don't know. That one's kind of a weirder one because not only it feels like more than just a mantle. It feels like literally taking someone else's identity.
Yeah.
Which,
well, because the reason it feels that way is because Thor is a fucking actual mythological figure.
right. So even though it makes sense in universe, it feels a little bit stranger. But now there's two series of comic books. There's Unworthy Thor, which follows, I don't even remember what he's Odin's son. He calls himself Odin's son.
Right.
And then
he has
there's
some kind
another
of, like,
one,
axe,
the Mighty
right?
Thor. Yeah, he uses something like Lethawir, something like that.
Yeah, it's another one that's like
Yeah.
actual from Norse mythology, but
and then there's the Mighty Thor, which follows that character who I don't remember her name. And her deal is like she has cancer, but she's getting better from the cancer. But every time she uses Mjolnir, it makes her cancer worse.
that's
that
weird.
Radiation from a dead fucking star.
So
man.
it's like some like really fucked up shit is happening in that comic. But
that's kind of funny because wielding the power of Thor, like, if you had the power of Thor, theoretically you would be immortal because you were a god.
So that's the thing. If she were to always be Thor and never turn off the power, she would be immortal. But having any semblance of like dichotomy between her own life and having Thor means her cancer gets worse from it. So I don't know. At least that's what I've heard. I don't really follow it that closely, but that one intrinsically has a time limit on it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That one is going to end eventually because unless they do something crazy, like Thor will eventually become Thor again, and she'll probably not be Thor anymore. She'll probably have no powers at some point. Even if she gives up the mantle because it's killing her, or if she dies from it, like, I don't know. But and then there's also Riri Williams, who is a black woman who is a super genius who's being tutored by Stark. But that one isn't as bad either because it's just sort of like another person kind
yeah,
of created an Iron Man suit sort of on her own. So like,
it doesn't feel like she's like stealing somebody else. Like
right.
like with Thor specifically, it feels like even if it is that character that's been Thor's love interest forever, it still feels like she's stealing Thor's
identity.
thunder.
Yeah. No, not just mantle, but like stealing his identity is
That wasn't a joke when I started that sentence, but I laughed and realized it was.
There are other ones, like the Hulk one. People really hate the Hulk one.
Why?
She-Hulk?
No, not She-Hulk.
What happened to
it's fuck, I don't even remember the title. There's a Chinese Hulk.
It doesn't that like see, it doesn't make any sense to be outraged by somebody being the Hulk, because even when Bruce Banner, the Incredible Hulk, is the main character, the Hulk is not a particular person who just happened to get Hulk.
No,
like Hulk is a status. There are Hulks.
Amadeus Cho.
Okay.
He is, I don't know, magic or something. He has the spirit of the Hulk, so as long as he is the Hulk, Bruce Banner can't be the Hulk anymore. So I don't know. It's like some really weird, bizarre thing, and people hate it. And he doesn't follow the same rules as the Hulk, even, because when he's the Hulk, he retains all of his super intelligence and stuff. Like it's different.
She-Hulk sort of does as well, though.
So you're saying that the Incredible Hulk has his spirit being used by a Chinese man in some sort of like a very strong spirit being used by an Asian man in some kind of bizarre adventure.
God fucking damn it.
Is that what you're telling me is happening with the Hulk?
I'm not even gonna justify that.
Okay. No, but that does sound really bad. Shut up, Thel.
I don't actually remember what his actual.
Yeah, that does sound pretty bad. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds dumb as hell.
Like, especially because of what I was saying. Like, Hulk, you can be a Hulk. Like, Bruce Banner is not the only Hulk, and he never has been. So.
Well, I mean, when he first came out, but.
Well, yeah, but.
Well, actually, Grey Hulk was pretty early.
But, in fact, they even have an entire cartoon series detailing the fact that there are more than one Hulk. It's called Hulk and the Agents of Smash, and it's hilarious.
But yeah, the way you're describing
it's bad, but it's hilarious.
It's like people would be outraged about Miles Morales if Peter Parker died, and then the ghost of the spider that bit Peter Parker found its way into Miles Morales, possessed him, and said, "I am the great super god. Fuck Spider. You are now Spider-Man."
You know, you joke, but the symbiote isn't too far away from that.
Yeah,
so...
you're right. Oh, God.
Like, that's not too far off from, like, Venom or Carnage.
I guess eventually at some point, they do both exist at the same point. So they both do become the Hulk at the same time at some point.
It's
but
still dumb as hell, though.
It feels like, okay, so this is a character.
Standards.
This is a character that they had established before this happened. And they established him as the 7th smartest person in the world.
The 7th. Specifically the 7th. Not the 6th.
No, because they listed all 10 of them.
Person in the world.
They listed all 10 of them. And he happened to be the 7th.
I actually want to hear that. Is it list separate? Damn.
Changes every 5 minutes, so I can't give you an exact
No, it doesn't
update,
change every 5 seconds.
I don't know what the order might be, but I'm willing to bet Reed Richards is on there. Tony Stark is on there.
I think Reed Richards is number 1.
That makes sense.
I think Hank Pym is number 2. I think Bruce Banner is number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Doctor Doom is number 4.
Dr. Doom is number 4. Bullshit.
Dr.
will
Doom is
claw
number
his way-
1.
Maybe
Doom
Doctor Doom is number
0.
2. Maybe Doctor Doom is number 2. I forget.
Yeah, I doubt that he would be counted in the Marvel
don't
universe
actually
as smarter
remember
than
the
Reed Richards,
order,
but he
but-
probably is.
But
they probably wouldn't
put
list it.
Dr. Doom before Reed Richards?
Below Reed Richards.
Dr. Doom is number 0. He's
Dr. Doom
automatic-
does what he
he's
plays
not even
in.
on this. He's not even on the same list as these
Actually, I think Tony Stark is relatively low on the list, to be honest.
Yeah.
Black
Yeah.
Panther is up there. Beast.
I
hate
knew
him!
That was happening.
Don't scream. I'm wearing headphones.
I'm sorry. I hate Black Panther. I
We
hate him.
know. We know.
Beast is up there, but I don't think he's on the top 10.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think.
Charles Xavier?
Oh, duh.
Well, he was dead at the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So living. So no.
And also, I don't think he's actually a super genius.
Oh, okay.
He's the number
He's
one
just telepath.
telepath. He's not the smartest person.
Smartest person. Yeah.
Well, let's see. Here's the list of the top 16. Reed
Yeah,
Richards, of course.
I don't remember the list as they established it in
I see.
in that comic book issue.
Tony Stark is listed right behind Reed Richards in this list.
Yeah, I don't remember. They did list it at the time, and it was kind of like from the interpretation of. I don't remember if it was aliens or if it was like Hydra. I can't remember. Anyway.
All right, okay. I just want to point out for a minute that joke I made about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, this is Amadeus Cho wielding the spirit of the Hulk. That is literally... it literally is a JoJo character. Come on. That's such bullshit.
This predates that show. I'm pretty sure Amadeus Cho predates
the show, sure, but the
show, but
manga's been out
not
for
the
a
manga. The
I mean,
manga's been out since the 80s.
I highly doubt that they've.
He's even glowing, like when somebody uses their stand.
The amount of things that have taken
I do
a
not
reference
think-
from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure it's astounding, really.
I mean, it might not be directly. I
don't think so.
I don't know.
Like, the only reason JoJo's Bizarre Adventure seems relevant now is because it's a popular anime. I don't
That's
think it was
true.
super
Outside of
relevant as a
Japan,
comic book.
Well, yeah, but these are people in like the comic book industry. And
I
it's
don't
kind of
think
a
so.
standard. It's like how fucking Fantastic Planet isn't like relevant in pop culture, but like if you go in the animation industry, you won't find a single person who hasn't like taken reference from it.
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is that relevant outside of Japan.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, until just recently.
Right.
So, we've been going for about an hour.
Yeah.
Is there anything else we should go to before break and then news afterwards?
No, I think we should just go to break. And then we can,
Excellent, because I need a
Yeah.
chance to stuff my fat fucking face.
I should probably eat something too.
So what time do you want to come back? It's 5:20 again?
5:20 sounds good.
Okie dokie.
Okay.
Alright. We'll be back later, ladies and
Be
gentlemen.
back soon.
We shall return.
And we're back.
Yes.
And we're back.
I'm gonna sit up straighter. I haven't
Okay.
been lounging around this whole time like an asshole. No. I've been my posture's perfect.
I ate me some food. Thel, also, go into the stream.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
You haven't been in
Anyway.
it this week. So, what's next on our good old agenda here?
All right. What is on our agenda? Do you want to start with movies or games?
I don't know, man. We got a lot for both. I think we have less for movies. We can just do that first.
I think we actually might have less for games, but we'll start with movies anyway.
What a fucking dilemma. Yeah, okay. We can start with movies. Let's first off start with
Disney to end movie
Disney.
deal?
Yeah. So anyway, and this happened like a couple of weeks ago. But we haven't been around. We haven't been talking about it. But Disney did take all of its movies from Netflix because they want to start up their own streaming service.
They haven't yet.
Oh, yeah,
they're
yeah,
not
but
they're not re-signing a contract because they intend to start their own streaming service through their ESPN platform.
Yeah.
But
yeah, they want to get into the Netflix game just like everyone else does.
If there's anyone that could, it'd be Disney.
And
actually,
they do have the right to like a lot of stuff.
And here's the thing: I'm not super against the idea of this because, yeah, like we lose Disney properties from Netflix, which kind of sucks for people who have Netflix. But if Disney takes this streaming platform and approaches it the same way Netflix has, then Disney could create more content and series and stuff like that specifically for their own streaming service. Worst case scenario, they just put all their stuff on their own streaming service and leave it there, which kind of suck, but it would be nice to have a place to stream like new episodes of DuckTales and other cartoon shows without having to scour through the difficult Disney XD basin looking for stuff.
And not only that, but if they also did it like this, you'd probably have less problems, like how Alex Hirsch always had problems with Disney giving him bad time slots and fucking delaying his show a billion times. They just put it all up on fucking one thing.
Exactly. Or even if they did some sort of release schedule, like Netflix doesn't, which I appreciate, but I could see Disney wanting to have some sort of release schedule. I don't know. Like it might be okay.
Yeah.
Although actually, it'd probably be better just to work on it all at once and drop it, because then you don't have to worry about missing deadlines and stuff. But I don't know. Like I just hope that this leads to Disney taking it, or approaching it the same way Netflix has, and create more original content just for that service to make the value of subscribing to a second streaming service worth it. Right now, I guess they were in wait and see. But I don't think it. When does it actually start? Let me just look that up real quick. So they're launching their streaming service in 2019, which means so it'll be available through the end of 2018. The only things that'll stay are the Marvel TV shows, because those were produced by Netflix.
Yeah.
Okay.
So things like Jessica Jones and stuff and Defenders, that'll all stay because that was co-produced through Netflix. But it sounds like they still have a good relationship with Netflix, they say. So this isn't to say that they will stop doing Marvel TV shows or whatever, but at this point in time, they're planning on moving like their movies and stuff. So
yeah,
right.
They just sort of they want to make their own Netflix.
Right.
Oh, well,
so they'll probably take the superhero movies, but they probably won't take Daredevil.
Yeah, they're taking all them Marvel movies off that. Yeah. And anyway, right there, right after that, Netflix is apparently planning to spend $7 billion on original content in 2018. Which,
that's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot. Netflix started out really good with its original content. Now it's like sort of hit and miss. It depends on who's making it. Which, I mean,
just like real life.
Yeah, just like real life and just like real life television. Basically,
as opposed to the fake television that
Netflix is, yeah. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see how that works out. They're gonna spend a shit ton of money on original content, which I mean, good for them. I mean, shit.
It's not like they won't recoup that in like what, a week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like a lot of the film, like a lot of like indie filmmakers don't like Netflix because it's sort of outside of the traditional studio system, which is fucking weird because these assholes have been trying to get outside of the studio system for like years. I think if you talk to fucking Orson Welles, if his ass was still alive today, he'd probably be like, "Good, I'm glad Netflix is here."
I think
Fuck
probably
those assholes.
there's probably two camps in the indie scene. The camp that are doing indie movies who want to be doing studio movies, and the people who are doing indie movies who want to do indie movies.
Yeah.
That's probably where that split comes from.
Well, I think what it is like all of these people want the studios to be like the studios they were in the 70s, which is like when you hear all these old directors talking about movies ain't like what they used to be. What they're talking about is like back in the 70s, big studios would produce these fucking weird movies that, might be a little bit jarring for just regular audiences, and they don't fucking do that anymore. That's where Netflix comes in and these small studios come in. It's like you got all these little fucking movies coming out. All this is happening. Yeah, the studios are making nothing but fucking trash. True enough. But small studios are good. Netflix is good. All this stuff is doing good.
So, and the thing about it being really hit and miss is I don't mind some of it being bad if Netflix allows itself to take risks with what they greenlight.
Absolutely.
Because
completely agreed.
Things like BoJack Horseman, like who would expect that to that seems like kind of a hard sell for a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
But Toronto and Netflix decided to greenlight it and basically allowed it to be itself.
Yeah.
Which has really helped the series, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I mean, other things like Marco Polo haven't been good, but I don't know.
But yeah, it's like with BoJack Horseman, I feel like it's almost a little too serious for Fox, and the humor isn't right for Adult Swim. They probably wouldn't have taken it, but Netflix is like, yeah, fuck it, just do whatever the hell you want, and that has helped it go by.
I think Netflix was sitting there going, well, will it be good though?
Yeah,
and
that's the thing, because BoJack was one of their very first property.
So, and the new season is coming up and
it's fucking fantastic.
On the 8th, I think.
Yeah.
So
that's not much time to finish everything that's left.
Well, I'll probably watch.
Loudly.
I'll probably watch all of BoJack Horseman myself first.
Oh.
The new season, because I kind of prefer to just binge on my own. But we could rewatch it together later. But So yeah, Netflix doing things, every day.
The next movie news is that Martin Scorsese is going to be giving money to a movie directed by Todd Phillips.
And
you might know Todd Phillips from the movies The Hangover 2 and 3, and War Dogs, that wannabe Scorsese movie that wasn't Scorsese movie.
And to kind of put it in perspective, it's the Joker origin story. Damn it, WB. Why do you keep doing this?
Todd Phillips wants to be
and we'll get back to WB later, don't you worry.
Yeah. Todd Phillips wants to be like a Scorsese man, but he makes very Hollywood movies with very Hollywood scripts. Just either of you guys see War Dogs?
No.
I don't even know who this director is. I have not seen The Hangover.
I have not heard. I've never watched any of those movies you listed.
Good. Well, first off, good. Have either of you seen fucking The Wolf of Wall Street?
Yes.
Okay. So you know how in The Wolf of Wall Street it seemed like all of every character was if you were rooting for them, you were sort of rooting for the good things that they were doing, or for just how crazy of a fucking asshole they were. Everyone was at least a little bit of an asshole or a horrible person.
I think it was more accurate to say all of them were assholes and all of them had a little bit of something that made them a good person.
Yeah, exactly. I would say that too. And it felt like a documentary of this crazy fucking nutcase asshole's life. And it was like a goddamn crazy roller coaster ride of a movie, which you'd think a movie about stockbrokers wouldn't be this incredibly fucking entertaining. But holy shit. And then you watch War Dogs, which is trying to be the exact same thing. But then you got like, the main character is a altruistic good person who wants to care for his wife, and his wife just doesn't like all of the things that he is doing and feels that it's illegal, like Skylar White without any of the...
I was gonna say, yeah, like Breaking Bad.
yeah, but like, you know how Skylar White sometimes helped him? This woman like didn't do that and was like a non-character, whereas like, you know, fucking... the wife in Wolf of Wall Street was also sleazy as fuck. And it's like, it just felt like a Hollywood movie attempting to be the Wolf of Wall Street as hard as it could, but it just didn't feel the same. It didn't have that oomph. It didn't have that sort of gritty, fucking nasty feeling that just gets all over you and makes you feel so bad, but so good. It just felt like I'm watching a movie about some guys who sell weapons. Oh, look, all the bad things that they're doing. Oh, look, his friend is an asshole. And it's like, Wolf of Wall Street was like, his friend is an asshole, but his friend was always there for him, and they were always best bros, even though they were both doing straight up illegal shit. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
But War Dogs was bad and didn't get that feeling, and now the fucking Hangover man is directing a Joker origin story. Is it gonna have Jared Leto? Probably. Fuck, he was so bad in that movie.
Mom
so
is
bad.
I think
freak.
I think it's explicitly gonna be with Jared Leto.
Yeah.
Because I think it's set in that same setup.
Yeah.
Remember that time that Jared Leto ate the head of a live bat on stage?
Remember that time Jared Leto...
Oh, actually, no. They're using a different actor for this movie.
Why?
I don't know.
That's even worse, almost.
Well, it seems like he had so much criticism that he'll reprise his role in the Suicide Squad sequel, but it seems like maybe the DC universe universe is getting even more fragmented.
I'm sorry, I have something. I have something that's kind of interesting here that I want to point out that's not related to anything.
Oh, please, God.
On my Twitch has a little sidebar that recommends channels that you might be interested in based on your viewing history. It is recommending to me my channel that I am currently watching and logged into that I should watch because we think that you might be interested in it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm watching it. It's me.
Mine is also recommending that.
That's weird.
While I currently have this page open.
Kind of funny.
One of the movie newses that I do want to talk about is something that I didn't list it on the thing, but it's something that I definitely want to talk about. So an earliest screening for critics came out for The Shape of Water, which is Guillermo del Toro's new film. It is very, very positive, and people are saying that this is Guillermo del Toro's best film, which is fucking saying something.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah, this is the man who directed Pan's fucking Labyrinth. This is... Like, if people ask me what my favorite film is, usually I can't answer, but, like, my default, if I'm just talking to someone, Pan's Labyrinth.
I usually say Fight Club.
Yeah, because, I mean, like...
Fight Club is the safe answer. Won't argue I was going to say, nobody's going to say, oh, yeah.
Well, I don't know about that. You're going to a film club and be like, oh, Fight Club's my favorite.
No, if you go to a film club, then you talk about something so obscure.
They've never heard of it.
Yeah, I go into a film club, I'm like, oh, my favorite movie is Raise the Red Lantern. I absolutely... And it's like, the reason I love Raise the Red Lantern is because I was expecting, like, a beautiful art film, and what I got, I was sitting there like, damn, girl, you fucking said that shit? Oh, you better kick her ass for that. She ain't...
I go to that, I say, yeah, my favorite movie is Avengers 2.
The movie is Avengers 2 Age of Ultron. That's why I joined this film club, because I love films like Iron Man and Harry Potter. Oh, I love the Harry Potter films. Just great cinema. But yeah, anyway. Guillermo del Toro's new film got early reviews, coming out this winter, 100% on Rotten Tomato. Every single one of those critics loved his new film. I am excited as fuck. Because this is like the first time Guillermo has been working on...
What genre is this movie?
Romance, Mr. It's okay. So it's a movie set in the '60s about a company who finds this fucking fish monster, Abe Sapien, inside of
Is it actually Abe Sapien, or is it
No,
like...
but it's
okay.
got as close as he'll fucking be able
It's
to.
as close as he can without buying the rights to Hellboy.
But here's the thing. Fucking all of the studios he has worked for, specifically Warner Brothers, hates Guillermo del Toro for reasons I cannot comprehend. They took the Hobbit movies away from him. They took Pacific Rim away from him. And they took fucking Hellboy away from him. I don't know why.
Did he direct the first Hellboy movie?
He directed the first 2 Hellboy movies. He directed
Really? He directed... Okay.
He directed both of them.
But he's not directing the new one.
He's not directing the new one, and that's why I'm completely not interested in it at all. It's no Ron Perlman, no Hellboy. Like,
No, I'll probably see it anyway.
Ron Perlman's not in it either.
Yeah, no, they took Ron Perlman. But yeah, like legitimately, the instant that he said like, okay, I don't think there's actually gonna don't hold your breath for Pacific Rim 2. Warner Brothers announces we're doing Pacific Rim 2. Guillermo del Toro has nothing to do with it. Fuck you. I don't know why they hate him, but he went outside of them and made his own goddamn movie. It's rated fucking R, which the last movie was Pan's Labyrinth. It was rated R, and it was. And it's okay.
He did
anyway.
Crimson Peak too, right?
Yeah. It's I don't know. But yeah, he is. It is a movie. Back on actual fucking topic. When I was answering your question, it's a movie where a company finds fucking Abe Sapien in the goddamn sewers, and a woman who is working for the company falls in love with this horrible fishman monster. So yeah, that's what the movie is about. And also, it's
fun.
Sort of like a mystery. They're trying to keep this fucking creature covered up. It's apparently really fucking. I'm excited. I want to see this movie very bad. Stop being mean to Guillermo del Toro, Warner Brothers. Why you guys hate this beautiful man? Why?
It's okay. Hideo Kojima will fund all of his movies.
Thank fucking God.
They're best friends.
They're best friends now. And so is Mad McKelson. They can all just be best friends forever. Mad McKelson got fucked over by
Don't
Marvel.
forget Norman Reedus.
I'm always afraid.
The fucking squad.
I'm always afraid that people... Like, in the back of my head, I'm always thinking, like, what if the studios were right and, like, these people are impossible to work with? Like, what's his face? The guy who did that... Fuck, why can't I think of his name?
Describe the movie.
No, it's the video game.
Phil Fish?
Kojima?
No, not...
Phil Fish.
No, the one who did Grim Fandango.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking...
I can't think of his name.
Tim Schafer.
Tim Schafer, thank you. I'm afraid every time that studios have a specific problem with a person, they're gonna end up being a Tim Schafer. Like, I do not want that to happen with, like, Kojima. I do not want that to happen with, Guillermo del Toro. I just, like, but in the back of my head, I'm always thinking, like, what if the studio's right, though? What if they're a Tim Schafer?
I sincerely doubt that they're right about Hideo Kojima though, because Konami fucking disbarred him or whatever the fuck they did because he didn't want them making a pachinko machine.
Well, yeah, and not only
he was like, I'm fighting this to the death.
No,
like,
I do not think that's what it was. They did a large... What they didn't like was that Kojima's games cost so much fucking money to make.
Yeah.
And
probably.
They only ever got more expensive the longer they went on.
Yeah.
So
yeah, not only that, but it's like they decided to fund these huge projects like with Del Toro, Junji Ito, and fucking like Silent Hills, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
And then they kill it even though there's like a ton of hype for it.
But the thing is, Konami is more profitable than it's ever been now.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Which means, from a corporate perspective, they might be making the right decision.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
They don't want to be in video games, because being in video games with Kojima means it's too expensive. Yeah. Instead, they'd rather pawn their licenses off on pachinko machines, because it's easy. Cheap.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
they don't want to redefine the fucking video game genre. They just want to make money. This is my goddamn... fuck. I need to fill this with something so I can, like, drink it.
Pretend drink it.
Well,
What is it?
it's a bottle.
What
Just
was
put
it?
water and like brown coloring.
Let's
food
like
coloring
put
in it.
tea in it. Like
Yeah.
let's put like Arizona tea in it and just drink.
Well, now
out
that
of it.
you said that, nobody's gonna believe that you're just drinking a full bottle.
People know this is a fake cigarette. Like
You should just fill it with whiskey.
I mean, I could do that, but I would just.
Why would you fill a rum bottle
Rum-
full of whiskey? Why don't you just use the whiskey
It
bottle?
was a whiskey. It was a whiskey
Oh,
bottle.
it was a whiskey bottle? I thought it said rum.
Yeah. It's, yeah.
Anyway, why don't we move on to the Leica thing?
Okay. Anyway, this is sort of old news. If you've been following Leica as closely as I have, which probably not a lot of people have, Leica lives like down the street from me, so I like it for
Leica.
multiple reasons.
That's
Leica,
right.
the man named Leica.
The man Leica, the dog that went into space, you know,
The
Leica.
man, the myth, the legend.
The dog, the myth, the legend. The
He
first
lives
one.
down the street from you in the middle of the fucking woods.
And Travis Knight.
He's hollowed out a tree.
Travis Knight,
Just
owner
like the
of
characters
Leica
in his
and
movies.
fucking son of Travis Knight, owner of Leica and son of Nike. He was born in like a test tube for Nike, and then they just gave him a shit ton of
Son
money
of
to make
Nike.
a stop. They made a stop motion animation thing. One of the things that Leica is going to do is their last 4 movies were very like child centric. They were like movies about children and like these child journeys. What Travis Knight has said is that their next couple of movies are not going to be as ingrained in like childhood and stuff. They're going to be more focused on adults. In fact, he doesn't think like the next movie is going to have like a child in it, but it's still going to be like a family movie, basically. The studio is branching out. And well, the reason that I linked this article specifically is just because I really liked, you know, what he was saying about fucking sequels and stuff. I'll just straight up read it from the thing. I take a firm stand against sequels. My industry brethren are a little shocked at how firmly I'm committed to not doing sequels. Of course, there are great sequels: The Godfather 2, The Empire Strikes Back, but I think if you look at where our industry is going, it's dominated by franchises and brands and redos and remakes and sequels and prequels, where all these old precedents are
Can you stop playing with
rewrapped
the bottle caps?
and offered
It's
up
right
as
next
new
to your mic.
gifts. The pendulum has gone too far in one direction. We used to go to movies to see stories about ourselves. It would transport us to new worlds, and we'd see aspects of ourselves reflected back. As TV has become more like movies, movies have become more like TV. It's going the other way. There are these serials, these continuing stories that are a regurgitation of the same things we've seen over and over again, and I have no interest in doing that. You know how hard it is to make these things. You put so much of yourself into these movies. It does come at a cost. You give and you give and you give to these movies. And if we're going to do that, it needs to matter. It has to mean something. I don't want to tell the same stories over and over again. The way that we approach our stories is we imagine each film as if it's the most meaningful experience in our protagonist's life. If that's your point of view, your sequel is automatically either going to be a diminishment of that. It's the second most important experience of your protagonist's life. Or B, you've got to crank up the volume so much, everything's sensory overload, and it becomes comical how much you have to rash it up to justify its existence. I'm not interested in that. I don't want to do that. I want to tell new and original stories. We don't deserve this man.
I'm not
We don't.
100% on board with what he's saying, but I'm glad that someone feels that way. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
No.
Like I don't mind sequels. Like I know that a lot of people really are getting sick of like this continuous story line, like especially with the Marvel movies, they complain that it's all like getting bogged down by the weight of itself.
Yeah. Well, and not only that,
but I don't.
like,
But even like continuations and stories, like I don't mind sequels personally, but I do like that there is someone who, like, just because I don't care about that doesn't mean that I don't want more new things as well, right? So for someone to be primarily focusing on new experiences, that's also really important to me too. So
yeah, people have been complaining about how like sequels and remakes have been such a huge thing since the 90s. Because like I mean, and I suppose like the best place.
I don't know. I feel like it's probably always been that way, as long as they remade anything.
Yeah, well, yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure that's sort of where it started. Well, I suppose remakes started with like Hammer film. Maybe I'm just thinking too deep into horror. That's where a lot of my stuff
Well,
comes
That's
from.
where a lot of remakes.
The thing
Yeah.
is, the bare fact of the matter is that sequels and remakes have something to sell themselves on,
Yeah,
like
they make
already in
money.
place. Like we even said this earlier, like, ooh, Zombieland 2 is coming out. Zombieland 1 was really good. I'm betting that Zombieland 2 will be pretty good. You know, all three of us pretty much agreed on that point, and it was just because Zombieland 1 was good, and we haven't heard anything about Zombieland 2.
I feel like sequels always sell better than the original,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
or the first sequel, and then
Mhm.
the third one is very dependent on how the last two were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like kind of as a collection.
Yeah, and that is one of the things. It's like, I won't say Hollywood has gotten too bogged down or has changed from this, because this has been Hollywood since its fucking inception back in the 10s. But Hollywood is very, very focused on money. That's how it's always been. And right now, that shit does the they're not, they, like, if artistic vision makes the money, then they're cool with that. If they do not feel like artistic vision
Unless you're
makes the money,
unless you're Guillermo del Toro, I guess.
Apparently,
well, no, that's the thing. Maybe Guillermo del Toro's movies haven't been selling that well. I've gone to see all of them.
I don't. Well,
I don't know.
I could see
Name a
some of
Guillermo
them.
del Toro movie, and I'm pretty sure it was a box office success. I can't think of one.
Well, like his
Crimson
first couple.
Crimson Peak. I don't think
Yeah,
Crimson
Crimson
Peak
Peak.
was a big one.
Yeah,
I didn't even know Crimson
I
Peak
remember
was
like
huge.
getting really pissed off that Pacific Rim was beat out by Grown Ups 2. But that
Oh,
was
yeah.
like an Adam Sandler movie when he was putting them in fucking theaters. And for some reason, those sell like hotcakes.
Yeah, people
Um,
like to go see comedies.
I
the
almost
Hellboy movies.
never watch comedies.
The
comedies in
Hellboy
theaters,
movies
yes.
were always great.
And those always made money, which is weird that
Yeah,
they
yeah,
like.
exactly.
And it's like every time he tried to make a movie after those, like the studios would like shut him down and stop him from making that movie. Like he was originally going to make the Hobbit movies. Like that's why the Hobbit one of the reasons the Hobbit movies were such a mess, because first off, Peter Jackson, like when he was working with New Line Cinema with the Lord of the Rings movies, the Lord of the Rings movies were not Warner Brothers. Just keep this in mind. When he was working with New Line Cinema for them, they basically just like gave him a lot of time. They gave him multiple years to prepare. When Warner Brothers sent him on the Hobbit movies, they were like, "All right, we need these out in 2 years. Like, we need the first one out in 2 years. You need to start working on this now because we've already put a bunch of money in it. We already had Guillermo del Toro on it, and he has all of this stuff set up. And you need to do this now." And it's like, he had no idea what the fuck to do with it. He was straight up rushed by the studios. He was rewriting the script every like 3 seconds because he and Guillermo del Toro do very different movies. And it was a giant fucking mess of a production. Like originally he was only gonna do 2 movies, and the studio was like, "No, it has to be another trilogy." He was like, "Then what the fuck do I do with the 3rd movie? Holy shit, I have to write an entire another script for this. I have to like cut this shit in half. I have to fucking extend this. What the hell am I gonna do?" It was a goddamn madhouse of a production. Like, don't blame Peter Jackson for the Hobbit movies. It wasn't his fault. It was Warner Brothers' fault.
Yeah. Well, Peter Jackson.
Oh, and by
normally
the
does
way, you
good
have to put
movies,
Legolas
so
in
you
it.
can-
Yeah, oh yeah, and by the way, well, technically
Legolas
that
was-
was canon. I mean, he wasn't in the Hobbit movies, but he very
It
well
wasn't
could
canon.
have been.
It wasn't canon, but it wasn't not canon.
Yeah, it was in that gray area.
Mhm.
I am glad that he did include all of the stuff from the right council, because that stuff straight up wasn't there. All that shit that Gandalf was doing was, in fact, it wasn't in that book, but it was in the book. In fact, there's a point in that book where it says Gandalf fucks off for like ever. What was he doing? I'll tell you later. That was straight up what fucking Tolkien said in the book.
Yeah.
That's
I'll
not the
tell you
story
later.
we're talking about now. Bilbo.
Mhm.
And that was one of the problems a lot of people had, but it's like, that wasn't fucking Peter Jackson's fault. He would have made the movie you guys wanted to see, but Warner Brothers wanted a big epic sequel like the Lord of the Rings were, but the reason that the Lord of the Rings movies did so well and were so popular is because they were fucking good movies. It's weird to think that studios who are so ingrained into like film and have been doing films forever don't get this bare basic concept that
If
these
you
movies
just
are popular
make
because
a
they're
good
good.
movie,
Just all, and it's like they don't seem to understand what makes a good movie, which is weird because they're funding all of the fucking movies coming out. How do you not like look at like the Rotten Tomatoes scores and be like, there's some disparity in like what movies are working and what movies aren't. Seems
Maybe
like
They're probably looking more closely at
box office receipts. That's straight up what they're looking. In fact, that's one of the things that I don't know if you guys, and let's actually move on to another topic. Let's segue. One of the things, this is a news story that we haven't talked about, is studios are sort of waging war on Rotten Tomatoes because of the fact that people are seeing Rotten Tomatoes and seeing they have a low tomato score and they're not doing, good. The movies aren't doing as good as studios feel like they could be if Rotten Tomatoes, wasn't a thing and wasn't telling people. Like, they feel like Rotten Tomatoes is telling people what to think too much.
I can
Make
kind
your
of
fucking movie.
I can kind of see that argument, but
Yeah.
at the same time,
if you make a good movie and it gets good reviews, then it's gonna have a good tomato score, which is gonna make people more likely to see it.
Yeah, and not only that, it's like
I don't know though, like, because I occasionally don't agree with the consensus, especially when it's in that weird like 50% mark.
Agreed. I'm definitely with you there.
So I could see someone going to Rotten Tomatoes and seeing it on a 0 to 100 scale and thinking 50 is bad.
Yeah.
When 50 is just not for everyone.
Yeah. Well, and not only that, but it's like a lot of people don't know how to read Rotten Tomatoes, Again, Rotten Tomatoes is a fucking aggregator. It's like, this is the percentage of critics who liked it versus this is the percentage of critics who didn't. If you actually go and read the critic reviews, you can see, like, what kind of stuff they did, what kind of stuff they didn't.
Or even if you're not lazy enough to, or even if you're too lazy to actually look at specific reviews, once they have the critic consensus there, you can kind of get an idea of what they didn't like about it.
Yeah, exactly.
So like a lot of times it's like you'll see it and it'll be like, I don't know, poor visuals or something, but decent script. I don't know. So like sometimes it's you see it and go, well, I don't really care about that, so I'll see it anyway.
Yeah.
Like I don't think, because we were talking a lot about The Hitman's Bodyguard. And I think that only has like a 60% on Rotten Tomatoes. Like that, when I looked at it, I was actually surprised how low it was because I really enjoyed it. So
right,
yeah,
and it is true that a lot of people aren't don't pay attention to Rotten Tomatoes, and that is a big problem. A lot of people don't know what it means. A lot of people, you look at like the Ghostbusters movie reviews, like a lot of people will talk about how positive that was, but then if you actually look at the reviews, like and even look at like the top critic reviews, these are guys who've been working since like the 70s, it isn't nearly as positive as it looks. But a lot of the thing is, I would be more, defensive of studios if it wasn't like fucking Sony and Warner Brothers who were angry at Rotten Tomatoes. Because
the people who make pump out shitty
exactly
movies.
They have been making shitty movies.
Right. So yeah, I don't know. I can see the complaints about Rotten Tomatoes, but studios need to get their shit together. So
yeah.
Especially Sony. Sony and Warner Brothers have been like killing themselves lately.
Yeah, Sony.
And then they like try to point blame at everything else, and it just hasn't worked.
I mean, well, sometimes when Sony, I don't know if you saw like if you guys saw the Ghostbusters movie, but like in the beginning of the Ghostbusters movie, okay, then you'll know like one of the big things that comes up, it's like it's Sony Pictures and then Ghost Core. They had created an entire sub studio of Sony to be the Ghostbusters studio, and when this failed, they laid off the entire fucking studio.
Yeah, don't be fucking assholes to your staff. That's part of the reason why Sony Animations, despite having decent movies like Hotel Transylvania and not Emoji Movie, we don't.
Yeah.
But Sony Animation and Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, right?
Yeah.
Those are decent movies. Pretty good movies sometimes. But that Sony Animation Pictures has one of the worst reputations out of the entire animation field.
Yeah.
That's so bad that nobody wants to work with them, and the only reason they haven't imploded yet is because of the one guy behind Hotel Transylvania.
Tartakovsky.
No, maybe. There's another one. It starts with a
Gendy,
G.
Tartakovsky.
Gendy, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking Gendy, not...
Oh, yeah, okay. That's
Yeah,
fair enough.
I was gonna say the guy who wrote that old classical song.
The guy who directed
The
those Russian sci-fi films.
So, yeah, like, he is literally the only thing they have going for him at all.
Yeah.
And it, like... But they keep jerking him around, too.
Yeah.
So it's like...
And they don't even have him anymore. He fucking quit. He's done.
Right. Well, because...
Do
you blame him?
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Because Sony's,
not.
like, trying to get fucking Emoji Movie.
Yeah.
Like... So I'm really disappointed with Sony Animation Pictures, despite having a couple of good movies. Like, they are... Like... You don't treat your employees like that. You just don't.
And not only that, I remember, and this is, like... I read this a couple of years before Sony went real bad. It was during like when they were doing like Amazing Spider-Man and stuff, and it was like a lot of people were like, one of the review, it was like an anonymous message to Sony from someone who worked there. We have been trying to work on all of these movies, and we are sick of working on all of these like really low Rotten Tomatoes score kind of bad movies. We want to work on something like The Social Network or Gone Girl, stuff like this that's like really good, you know, these David Fincher movies. And we don't take kindly to being forced to work on these projects that we don't have any passion for. Why are you making us do this, Sony? Sony, please make good movies.
Well,
sign the people who work for you.
The thing is, like, people put too much investment in good effects and stuff when they should be putting more investment in good writers.
Yeah, which is weird.
Like,
you think at this point in time...
My cat fucked up my,
Yeah.
Unfocused here.
Come on.
Oh. Well, I mean, I can explain why.
Like, and... I came out of Ratchet and Clank, which was another Sony Animations movie, hating it because the script was so bad. Like, it looked beautiful. It looked just like the game. It looked great. The visuals were amazing. The space and planets and stuff, all great. But the script was so bad that nobody wanted to watch it. The only reason I saw it at all was because I was interested in the property, but, like, man, if I could go back in time and, like, not give Sony money, I would go back in time and not give Sony money.
I came to the obvious realization of why Sony is doing this. They want to get in that special 12 American movies that China can show every year. But half the time they don't. Fuck you, Sony. Marvel's taking up all your spots, bitch. Disney owns that shit. Warner Brothers is eating that shit up. Fuck you, Sony.
Even before Disney owned it, Marvel was killing it on their own.
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah,
and they were getting in the fucking Chinese place too, just because, you know, they're big superhero movies with laws. And that's why people are focusing so much on special effects. It's like, that's what the Chinese audience likes.
Mm-hmm.
They're
more
big...
forgiving about bad scripts, it feels
like.
Yeah,
because they don't give a shit. They gotta read fucking subtitles anyway. All they want to see is Iron Man punch fucking Captain America. They don't give a shit about the story. They want to see big special American effects and like my cousin worked on this movie. He was one of the animators in the fucking Chinese computer farm that they put in. So this is if it's like a Chinese joint production, then it doesn't count for those, like Kung Fu Panda, for instance.
Right.
But yeah, that's what they're more interested in, and they fucking make the big buku bucks. You send your movie to China, it makes money.
And like, you even compare it to DreamWorks, and DreamWorks is like willing to take a lot of risks with the kind of films they pick up.
Mostly furry films.
Well, I mean, like, they get some weird stuff. They
like
do some
Boss
weird
Baby,
things. Like Boss Baby. Like, what was the... They were like, okay, why not?
What was the thinking behind Boss Baby? It was probably money, and it was a good thought because Boss Baby made fucking buku bucks.
And even Kung Fu Panda on paper is kind of a weird thought. It's like, like animated kung fu movie about a talking panda voiced by Jack Black. Whatever. We'll fund it.
I don't know. That doesn't sound too weird to me. Like.
Well, it doesn't sound weird to you now because there's been 3 of them.
Wait. Hold on, wait. The concept of Kung Fu Panda does not sound too weird to me because if you're gonna have a movie about talking animals and they do kung fu, what kind of fucking animal are you gonna make do the kung fu? A panda.
Fair enough. This would like this
pandas are notoriously lazy and stupid, so I don't know.
Yes, but they're also notoriously Chinese, just like kung fu, and that's why pandas make sense to do kung fu.
This would also like to bring me up to a completely side point. I would like to point out that the actual true to life story of Tenacious D sounds like a fucking parody of a Tenacious D song. They were a band that was really, really low down and underground and got their own show and stuff. And then one of the members, Jack Black, went on to star in such movies as a King Kong remake that was a critical darling, and a movie and an animated child's movie called Kung Fu Panda that was also raved about by critics. Meanwhile, the other one got really resentful and went to a fucking mental hospital because of his horrible depression.
To be fair,
this sounds like a fucking.
It sounds like a Tenacious D song,
and they made it into one.
To be fair, School of Rock was a good movie.
Well, in School of Rock too. He also played.
That was his first big role, I think.
Yeah, he also played like a character in a movie where he played like a rock and roll teacher that was also a critical darling.
It felt like he was playing himself in that movie.
Did they do Tenacious? He was like totally.
Yeah.
Did they have Tenacious D before? Did the movie Tenacious D? Did it come out before or after School of Rock?
After.
After School of Rock.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I hadn't even heard of Tenacious D until after School of Rock.
Really?
Yeah. I'm not super into like music though, really.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
No, excuse me. That makes sense. Oh, jeez, excuse me. Tenacious D is I do kind of love like the fact that, and they made a whole album about it. Rise of the Phoenix was great. I don't know if that made very much money. I just love Tenacious D just because of their existence.
Okay. Well, let's kind of move on because I want to get out of here by like 6:20, 6:30
I need to go do stuff too. Should we move on to video game stories?
Yeah, let's talk about some game stories.
Who wants to start?
Oh, why don't we talk about the Nintendo lawsuit?
Yes. So, this lawsuit has been going on basically since the Wii, the original Wii, came out. Let's see, I forget what the company's called. A company called iLife.
It's called iLife, yeah.
Yeah. And they were suing Nintendo because iLife makes these products that like help people's quality of life, like it's like stuff like things that here we go. Like one of their products is a baby monitor that helps to prevent sudden infant death syndrome, and it helps the elderly watch out for like falling hazards and stuff. They claim that Nintendo stole their technology,
accelerometer technology
in order to use in their Wii game controller.
So here's kind of where Nintendo's at with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So iLife patented the accelerometer for use in motion devices or something like that. Nintendo is alleging that iLife is not, or did not file the patent properly, but iLife says that their patent didn't limit to its application. It was about the technology. It wasn't about the application of the technology. So that's kind of where we're at with it. Nintendo's intending to appeal over it, but right now it looks like iLife has won this case. But $10 million, to iLife.
God damn. iLife did it. iLife beat Nintendo. That's
Actually,
tough to
like,
do.
Nintendo has a pretty uneven record when it comes to lawsuits. Pretty much see, Nintendo is funny because they're like notoriously like strict with their patents. They put like a lot of what leaks and stuff that we find from Nintendo come from patents because they have people who just sit around and look at patents all day to see everything that was filed to see if they can find any dirt. And Nintendo is constantly patenting literally everything they can think of, and they're still constantly getting sued over patents. Something to note in this case is it was in Texas, which is notorious for
Yeehaw.
patent holders. Like, it's one of the major places that people intend to take patent lawsuits because of they tend to be more lax, or they tend to be more forgiving and more. They tend to side more with people suing over patent infringement.
Okay.
To phrase it best I can.
Yeah.
I see.
So. Oh yeah. Next up we got De Nouveau on Sonic.
I want to talk about this one. Alright, so you guys have played Sonic Mania.
Yeah.
I have not.
Okay.
Because of the fact that it didn't come out for 2 weeks on the PC, and when I was going to buy it, it didn't come out. A lot of people were really waiting for the PC release. And what Sega had said, is that it did not meet our quality standards, and we want to meet our quality standards before we release it on TV. They spent that entire time making sure that De Nouveau went in it. A program that has been noted to make your game go slower in a fucking Sonic game. People are pissed.
Yeah, and basically...
And it's always online, right?
Yeah, and it's always online. You can't play it offline, which is
weird. You have to register it once online, and then you can play it offline.
Really?
Yes.
I think that's new, because I think when I first heard this story, I'm pretty sure I heard it had to be online.
Yeah, it was like
Many De Nouveau games are always online. With this one, you have to launch it for the first time when you are online.
I do know that they said that they were trying to fix that, and that might have been the fix that.
One of the things they fixed about it is they did not list on the store page that De Nouveau was the used DRM. So a bunch of customers bought it not knowing that it was DRM, and on top of that, to make this even more like fucked up, is if you pre-ordered it, you got Sonic 1, I think, for free.
Yeah.
But you cannot refund games if they come with other games.
Yeah.
So we don't know if this was intentional or not, but what they ended up doing was locking out everyone who bought it day one because they got Sonic 1 for free.
Yep. God damn it, Sega. You fucking let these people make a good ass game. I ain't blaming fucking Sonic Mania being good on your asses. But you let these people make a good ass game, and then you put fucking even the creators are like, Sega, what the fuck? Sega, what the fuck?
No, yeah, the creators were like tweeting about like a couple weeks ago. One of the creators was like, "Man, De Nouveau is a really fucking shit program, and it just ruins games. It doesn't dissuade pirates, and all it does is make legitimate copies of games run worse. That's the only thing it's good for." And he was like bitching about that on Twitter for like 30 solid minutes, and nobody knew why. And now everybody knows why.
Yeah. Well, and that's like, you know, sort of been proven even on our end, because like Dalsson, you had problems running Doom when it had De Nouveau on it, and then when it was removed, it ran fine.
Yeah.
Like shit. So here's what I'm saying. I'm putting us on a watch, and I am personally going on this.
Oh no! See, when it came out, it was stopping people from playing offline, and they corrected it.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
But not anymore. Well, yeah, and not only that, but when De Nouveau first started, it was stopping people from pirating games, but not anymore, because we have, like, there are a bunch of guys who are really good at getting rid of De Nouveau.
Yeah.
So, here's what I'm going to do. It took Sega 2 weeks to implement Denuvo. What I'm going to do is I am going to give the people who are cracking it 2 weeks to see if Denuvo was worth it. If they can crack it before next Tuesday, then Denuvo was worth it for Sega, even if it did give them.
It doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, because it's
Denuvo,
the day one stuff.
It's the day one stuff is what people want Denuvo to, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't, because the game had already on other platforms. This is a release of a game that was already out.
It doesn't even matter if it was multi-plat. On PC, it already sold enough to make money. Like, it doesn't even matter. Even holding that other stuff aside, it doesn't matter because on PC, it sold enough to make plenty of money. So
shit, it sold enough to make money in pre-orders on PC.
Right.
Yeah.
Oops.
Like,
oh, shit.
There's no reason to add Denuvo to it. And it makes it feel even shittier. Like, if they had just delayed
there
it
isn't
for 2 weeks,
it's not that there's no reason to put Denuvo on it. It's just that
it was a bad idea. Also, this is a game that's $20. $20. This isn't like a $60 AAA.
I thought it was $40.
No, it's 20, and it was 15 on the Nintendo
okay.
Switch, which is weird because the Switch almost always has a $5.
Yeah, you're paying $5 for that Denuvo.
Yeah, you're paying $5 for fucking Denuvo.
God damn. And like when it is cracked, Pirates ain't gonna have any problem running this game. It's gonna run like fucking butter when all these other people who paid for the game are gonna be like having fucking slowdowns, which what the fuck?
Yeah. People were already complaining about the game being somewhat like controls being unresponsive on other platforms and stuff. Like if you add Denuvo on top of that, and from the sounds of it, the worst problem isn't that they delayed it for 2 weeks to add Denuvo. The worst problem is they delayed it for 2 weeks, claimed that they intended to fix the
bugs. Yeah.
And like they did not fix anything.
They probably fixed some of the bugs that cropped up. No, they probably fixed some of the bugs that cropped up when they added Denuvo to it.
Denuvo, yeah.
They probably just didn't fix all of the bugs that Denuvo created. So.
Or there were also bugs that we experienced personally on the Nintendo Switch version.
Yeah, and it's
people are
like
reporting
what they were going
still
to be
experiencing.
Yeah, well, I'm sure
that's what they implied.
And like,
I don't think that's what they were implying.
No, it's straight up.
That's what they said.
I experienced this that's what they said. They said that it didn't. Again, I experienced this personally because I was waiting for this game. I was like, why the fuck are they delaying it on PC? It's like, oh, okay, it's a quality check. They're gonna make sure that it runs great because they give a shit about their PC audience. I thought that was a little weird, to be honest, but I was willing to be like, all right, that's
Sega
fine.
of all people, right?
Yeah, and now I'm sitting here like, what? Am I fucking retarded? Am I an idiot? What is wrong with my brain? Why did I think that this is what they were doing? I should have seen this gosh darn coming.
Yeah.
And I should have. We all should have. But we didn't because we're dumb and we heard that a good game had been released by Sega and we were expecting more good things to come of this good game and we were blindsided. They smacked us in the face. Gosh darn.
I'm certainly not going to buy Sonic Mania again on PC like I was planning.
I'll probably buy it on Switch.
Alright, so what's the next stuff?
I think the last thing we're going to talk about today is the Warner Brothers and the Memorial DLC controversy.
Ooh, buddy.
Because Warner Brothers can't stop messing up in any of its fields.
In any medium. Warner Brothers painting. It's the worst fucking paintings you've ever seen. Warner Brothers does have a music company. I'm sorry. Fucking scratch that.
Yeah. I don't even know what's on it, but I don't keep up with record labels.
Yeah.
So, Warner Brothers... So, in addition to Shadow of War having microtransactions on a single-player game with loot boxes, which is already ridiculous from that point. Like, single-player games do not need microtransactions.
It's the shit that you expect from a mobile game. Which it's fine on a mobile game, because most of those are free, and it's the only way they can make money.
Right. And even then, it's like...
It's kind of annoying.
If it's a single-player game, it probably just shouldn't.
their loot boxes are exactly like pulls in mobile games.
No,
You
I
open up
know,
a
I
loot
know.
box, it's ridiculous.
But I don't know. It seems like they were probably looking more at Overwatch of all things for this, because they're like, loot boxes right now seem to be the microtransaction that people don't bitch about.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why they tried to put it in here. But it's like loot boxes in a single player game is not better.
Yeah.
That reminded me of a quick point I want to touch on after this, but neither of you will care much.
But to add more bullshit on top of that, there's a additional controversy surrounding So the producer Michael Forgey passed away from cancer essentially immediately before this game came out. Yeah. So one of the things they're adding is Day 1 DLC memorializing him by adding a specific work or something based on him.
And that would be nice, but...
first of all, they do not give...
Hold on.
They don't...
Their intention is to give a portion of the proceeds to his family.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. They do not give the full price of it. They give $3.50 for each $5 to their family.
She's literally profiting off a man's death.
It is. But on top of that, and this is probably for legal reasons, which I guess is fair enough, but they could probably work another way around this, like donation matching or something, like some people have suggested. But there are... It only counts in the United States, in 44 states. So there are 6 states where it does not count, probably for legal reasons.
Which means they keep all of the profits.
And it does not count anywhere in any country other than the United States. So that includes Canada. That includes, like, China, or I don't even know if it's coming out.
Yeah.
In fact, it probably isn't because it has ghosts, but...
Yeah, that's true.
No, I mean, you're totally right. I just think it's funny.
Yeah. I mean, you are 100% right.
So I mean, that includes
usually
Europe.
It's skeletons that they're afraid of.
Well, ghosts too.
Ghost skeletons.
It's not that they're afraid of them. It has to do with ancestor, like respecting ancestors. But
I'm sorry, I'm just fucking just the implication that just like all Chinese people are afraid of like ghosts and skeletons. Just like you just fucking put a fucking the Mummy movie can't go in China because it's got ghosts and skeletons. You go the fucking Chinese audience like, I'm gonna watch this nice Mummy movie.
So for reference,
Scooby-Doo, oh god.
For reference, just to be quick, these are the states that that DLC does not support the family in: Alabama, Hawaii, Illinois, Massachusetts, Mississippi, and South Carolina.
Wow, all the southern states, these Confederate-ass states.
And Hawaii, which is probably one of the most liberal states.
Yeah, yeah.
And Illinois, which is also an incredibly liberal state.
Yeah.
It has to do with legal reasons, like straight up.
That's definitely a legality thing, which makes sense.
But there has to be a better way to do this, right? Like, why don't they do donation matching? Because I don't think that it's illegal to do it that way, right?
Or they could just put an orc in the game as a memorial to him without charging money for a man who died.
To be fair, they are giving some of that money to the family for funeral expenses and that sort of thing. Yeah. So it's not as if this is this isn't black and white, right? This is kind of messy. And that's sort of the problem. Like, it's not as simple as saying you're profiting off of a dead person. They are, but they're also helping the family with some expenses. But for it to only be in the United States, that seems ridiculous.
Yeah. It has to have cost them almost nothing to have done this, to have created this DLC?
I don't know.
Like, what did they have to get one programmer to model, or one model artist to model the dude's face on?
Well, they have. I mean, there's a lot of steps. There's like concept art, and it is more involved than that. It's probably not $1.50 worth, $1.50 each worth, but yeah. I don't know. Like, there are some expenses, but for that portion of it, I don't know. That it seems. They like, should not have taken... Okay, let's put it this way. Purely from a business sense. They should not have taken this damage in public relations, period. Like,
yeah.
So, if they wanted to do something, they should have donated all of it. Or price matched, at least price matched most of it in other countries. But for it to only be effective in 44 states... Only in the United States, and they keep a portion of it. Like, come on.
Like, from a business standpoint, it would have been great PR just to put some little thing to memorialize him in the game. You know, that would have been nice. It wouldn't have helped his family financially necessarily, but it would have been nice. And besides, if he was an employee of the company, shouldn't he have some sort of insurance for his family?
Not necessarily. And also, he died from cancer, so
yeah,
that also might be different. It's not like a freak accident or anything,
right? But it's like
no, but I don't know. Like, how about this? How about you donate 100% from the 44 states, since you're making money off of the rest of the world anyway? Like, come on. Like, it's like, I don't know. If it's not one thing, it's another. With Warner Bros. Like, they just cannot get their shit together. What are they doing?
What I think it is, and this is a crazy conspiracy theory, but you guys know in Team Fortress 2 lore, Redmond and Blutarch Man. I'm pretty sure it's something like that. Like, the actual Warner Brothers are still alive and have been killed by fucking horrible magic science and are both just horrible, angry, bitter men who want to just die.
They both
away from death.
They both control the company and they want to ruin it for each other.
Yeah, and they just hate each other so much.
So, I don't know. Like, Warner Brothers needs to get their things together. I think that's all we want to talk about this week. I think we're gonna break out some of the stuff into another discussion somewhere else.
Probably, yeah.
Like the big one.
Yeah. Because I think that would make a lot of sense to do.
Yeah.
But so right now though, let's. Oh, did you want to talk about one thing before we?
I did have one little thing that I'm not sure either of you are particularly interested in, but in light of. Or what reminded me was saying, oh, loot boxes are real popular right now. That's the microtransaction that most people don't mind. League of Legends is set to remove the level cap in their game and instead distribute loot boxes on leveling, just like Heroes of the Storm and Overwatch. That's what they're ready to do. They're also, instead of, like, saying, I believe the one time we played it, you were saying that it felt really weird that they had IP to buy champions and then those champion shards and just adding more and more currency on top of each other. They are combining IP and champion shards. So if you get a champion you don't like, you can re-roll it, or you can get rid of the disenchant the champion and get more IP. Yeah,
that seems
which
better.
Actually sounds a lot better to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
For me, I feel like the leveling system in League of Legends, I don't know if I want to have higher up into infinity levels in League of Legends, whereas in Overwatch and Heroes of the Storm it doesn't feel like that big of a deal, but maybe it's just because I played those games second, but I don't know.
Well, with the reason that they're removing the levels in the first place is because they felt that level 1 to 30 seems really arbitrary because most games are played at level 30. And they are removing runes and masteries from the game, which means leveling 1 to 30 won't mean anything at all.
Well, it means that you're playing in Adult Town now. Because that's the thing, like, levels 1 to 30 is the tutorial.
Yeah, but when we played those like 2 games with Thel, we got matched with level 30 players anyway, even though all 3 of us were on level 10 and below pubs. Because those level 30 players
we
sucked
played
at the
with
game.
occasional level 30s, probably because they were queued together.
Right. But
right. So there were maybe 1 or 2 level 30s in the group of non-level 30s. Like,
but MMR is just a better way to match people together, because they're easily could be like it'll also help kind of to do away with smurfing, aside from really early level smurfing.
I don't know,
because once you win enough games, your matchmaking is good enough that it's like, oh, okay, he should be playing with people who are this good at the game, rather than he should be playing with people
my
who
problem
are not
with that
30
though
yet.
is the game is so complex that, like, if you win a couple of early games, like, I don't know. I don't like MMR being based off of that so early in your level account. Like, you need time in League of Legends to know how to play it. The same, I mean, I didn't really enjoy being locked off of a bunch of champions in Dota, but I understand why they do it, because you need time to learn how to play the game. So, like, starting, and I don't know. I don't really like the idea, but I guess I can see why they're doing it. And a lot of it probably has to do with money, because Heroes of the Storm, despite being a less played game, is probably making a pretty good amount of money. So, I don't know.
It definitely has to do with money. I think it's a sensible thing, because the level the level system is arbitrary. Like, they even have experience boosters, which it's like, why do experience boosters even fucking exist? They get you from level 1 to 30 faster, and then they're worthless.
I don't know. Well, in that sense, I don't think they should have experience boosters, but whatever.
Yeah.
They're
getting rid of them.
Well,
yeah.
Whatever. Well, now, if anything, it makes sense. But
now it makes sense. But they're getting rid of them.
And I feel like you were saying, because level 1 through 30 is like you're in baby town, and then you get to level 30. Congratulations, welcome to adulthood. I feel like experience boosters probably make you worse at the game.
Yeah.
Right.
But somebody who's level like 25 would reasonably be fighting people who are level 30, but they literally cannot be as strong because they don't have all their masteries.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's a different problem.
It's just an arbitrary gating thing.
I think that's a different problem, though.
Yeah.
Like,
or even if they use,
I don't know, masteries and runes, right? Those should just be unlocked. And in fact, they're getting rid of runes anyway.
They're getting rid of runes entirely, and they're making it so that you just take like one mastery. That's your keystone thing that they have now.
But whatever the case, that's not the point. Like, my point is that they're getting rid of that stuff anyway. Maybe they'll have masteries, but like, and I do agree that like, you should just have all of that power from the beginning anyway. But I can kind of see that, like, maybe all of those metagame options outside of the actual game is like too much initially when you're already coming into a game with over 100 characters, with hundreds of items, with thousands of abilities. Like, I don't know that allowing the potential for someone to jump in like the big pool initially is that great of an idea. But I don't know. I guess we'll see.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Although I probably won't see, because I don't really intend to play that much League.
Okay, fair enough.
So, with that, why don't we plug some stuff before we go? What is your stream schedule coming up, Dalsson?
Let's see. My stream schedule. Well, I could do some more streaming tonight. My next scheduled stream is for Thursday, which is with you guys, some kind of multiplayer game.
Next Thursday?
No,
it's
Thursday.
Monday.
coming up Thursday.
All right.
Yeah. 'Cause I'm off on Tuesday and Wednesdays.
Being Labor Day has kind of confused me, but
actually, I might, because I work early on Friday for some reason, I might be streaming Wednesday instead. I'm off that day. So you could probably catch me streaming Wednesday or later tonight, depending on how it goes.
right. Well, we need to catch up on some of our videos. We haven't done a Sniper Elite video in like 2 weeks.
And not only that, but we can also do like a Children of the Zodiac video and a Defenders video. Where we
Yes.
Yeah, and we want to do maybe a roundtable on Bethesda's Creation Club.
Yeah.
But we haven't sat down to plan any of that out yet, so
quite a big
So
topic.
yeah, we'll have to see about that.
So coming up on this week,
we video at some point.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Thel's videos we were thinking about moving to Mondays.
Yeah.
Because right now it seems like a lot of our stuff is weighted on the end of the week.
Mhm.
So we're gonna try to space that out a little bit by moving some of his stuff to Mondays.
It doesn't sound like a bad idea.
Likely
Thel, of
every
course,
other
being
week.
our most popular content creator.
Right.
Everybody give a shout out to Thel here. He's got like 500 whole views. Woo! Thanks everybody. You're great.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So with that, I think we're done.
Okay.
Please like, comment, subscribe, follow. Wait. I don't know. Spin around in
And
3
stay
circles.
beautiful.
Stay beautiful.